Hey, good evening and welcome to Bonus Action 5. Before we start, just very quickly, just ironing out some technical hiccups that have hit us right as we were counting down to go live. But for now, after a long week of using up your actions, dealing with technical issues in your real life, why not step into the silly little game and use your bonus action to just vibe? My name, as always, is Matt, and I will be the DM. At the table with me are most of the Rootless Guardians, and we'll see where we get to, how far we get around.
Just gonna go real slow, yeah? My name is George, and I play a half-orc druid sorcerer called a
Tell
Geshka.
us,
He's very
tell us
sad.
literally everything about Igeshka.
Yeah, that's all you need to know. All done. I can do more. No.
My name is Matthew, and I play Noida. He is currently 3 foot tall, looks like Orcane, but with bigger boobs and blue hair, and is grief-stricken.
Yes, we are. My name is Dia, and I play Orkeen, who looks like Nuda, but the original. He's tall. He's beefy. He's going through some stuff, you know? He is a half. No. I'm so sorry. He's a quarter elf. And he's a druid ranger druid.
Important distinction.
I'm not telling you what class or race my character is because he doesn't like to be defined by such heady labels.
But he does like to be defined by his big gazungas.
Yes, always. And
I do find it really funny, like, you will be like, oh yeah, he looks like this now. And in my head, I only ever see him as the changeling, because I refuse to see...
We don't use that word. We don't use labels like that.
Like, it's really hard for me, like the really dramatic emotional scenes, and you're just a wee little Orcane with massive tits.
And blue hair.
And blue hair.
Actually, I landed on it was like turquoise, greeny.
Anyway, hello Catherine, welcome on board. Do you want to tell us who you are?
Who I am?
We've just done the rounds.
What was the question?
Who are you?
Oh, we're already streaming. Hi, I'm Nui. I'm Catherine, but I play Nui. She's a human bard / warlock.
Aww.
And I'm a little bit less danger than usual.
Yay!
Whoop whoop! And I'm a ghost!
And that's it. That's the whole party.
That's it. That's everybody. Oh, that's everybody. So, last we left off, it's a big one, wasn't it? A 3-episode clash against Kutazara, the big blue orc boy, who has been tormenting Nui for all of her living memories. That's been fun.
Mm-hmm.
Now, kind of, I guess more specifically, he'd set up a ritual to try and finish the ascension of Larlock to sort of deification. But the Rootless Guardians had tracked him down, fought your way through his brief little, I guess, cave system in an abandoned mines where he'd set this place up. Found your way to the sort of dais he'd set up to complete that ritual. And fucked shit up. I mean, it was dramatic. It was a hard-fought battle. Most of you took a lot of hits. Some people took less than others. And ultimately, Ashwaya gave her life in the final bout. I mean, at one point, Iggy had gone down, but Nuda was able to use his last 3rd level spell slot to bring them back. But unfortunately, it was a little too late for Ashwaya. And in an incredibly brutal scene, I guess, content warning if you're going to go back and watch that from last week, things got hairy. But I think where we rejoin the Rootless Guardians is on their journey, I guess, back into civilization. I think it is going to be a bit of a somber one. You have with you Ushuaia's wrapped body, tentatively stitched her head back onto her shoulders. And as you kind of begin your venture, I really want to get a feel for where you all are. So I'd love to go around the table and I'll kind of call you out and just get a sense of what's going on in your mind, where you're at, and then we can kind of roll through from there. So Iggy, do you want to start us off?
No. Iggy is almost irrationally racked with guilt, having also gone down and using resources, or the party having used resources to bring them back up. It's almost like a what could I have done to change this outcome kind of thing, and it seems like, you know, there was a moment where I used up a valuable resource, which, you know, is playing hard. I think Iggy's still in you know, mission mode. We're not quite at home ground. We're not quite somewhere that we can consider safe just yet. So he's kind of keeping a lot of stuff at bay, at the back of his head rather than at the front. Just while we're still in travel, but is feeling worse and worse as time goes on. It's a real sad thing.
I imagine something to be said for that cycle of rebirth as well, and with each, I guess, incarnation, to use the language, Iggy does get a little bit stronger, a little bit tougher, but it's I guess it's difficult to acknowledge at what cost.
It's also, I suppose it's for Iggy as well. It's kind of the first. Maybe they don't quite understand it either. Having lived in a time where rebirth is good, and you know, things that perish give life to new things sometimes themselves. But at the same time, when the thing that is about to be reborn, or, you know, to give life to something else, was something that you care deeply about, it still feels horrible.
Nuda, where you at?
I think Nuida is obviously very sad. Someone has just died. But I think more. Why did you laugh at that?
Just
That
the
wasn't
lack
funny,
of
man.
sincerity.
Sorry. Shall I say it again? More sincere.
It's
Shall we
like
start
he
from the top?
knows he should be sad.
Nuida is very sad at the minute. Somebody just died, and he's feeling racked with grief. But I think more strangely than that, he is feeling very angry. Um, Angry at lots of things. That last conversation or little line from the Dagda is playing in his head. You know, some things aren't meant to be fixed. You can't fix everything. And I'm not sure Nuida feels like that's true. He's angry that he wasn't able to fix this. He's angry that he can't fix everything. He's, you know, barely stopped being a teenager, and he's angry at the world.
Nui?
Nui's going through it a little bit right now. This person appeared in her life to sort of protect her, off the back of a vision, and she's just seen her head get blown off, basically, to do that task. So Nui, even though they've kind of, she's got a bit of release, a relief from getting over that hell, of being constantly stalked by the big evil orc, who is trying to summon his patron to cause havoc and misery. At the same time, that relief is sort of subdued because she's overwhelmed with sorrow at the loss of Ushuaia. That's kind of where she is right now, just sort of, like wallowing in the grief.
Fairly consistent line of thought, I think. But okay. anything else from you?
Orkane is feeling a little out of body. A few days, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, he was convinced that Ushuaia was out to murder him and Nuida. And he felt that with every fiber of his being, but he's also realized that's not the case. He's just had a lot of emotions going back and forth over the past few days, weeks.
It's been a time.
And he's seen a lot of death in the past year. And this isn't the first time it's been close to home, so yeah, he's compartmentalizing quite a bit.
Okay. So with these sort of thoughts, reflections, emotions kind of hanging heavy over the party, you are able to set up your kind of first night of camp, and you'll remember that obviously your encounter with Kajara did happen late at night, so on top of everything else, probably quite physically exhausted, but we can bring you now all together, kind of setting up that first night's camp not too far from the entrance to the mine. You can push on and go further if you wish, but it's been a day.
And we're also, on top of everything we're carrying, we've got Ushuaia.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should probably find a relatively decent place to camp where we can regain our strength for a little bit and talk about next steps.
Okay.
Do we need to make our way back out of the system of caves? Is that weird?
So you're, I'm kind of assuming that's done, and you're able to set up camp after. And I imagine it is a lot of heavy thoughts and silence through a lot of that walking, unless anyone like me deflects with awkward humour in the worst times. But you get outside, back above ground, and there is still that gentle rain that kind of was beginning towards the end of the combat. And you're able to set up a small little camp, a little ways off from the entrance, but secluded enough that you feel secure. But indeed, walk me through your next steps.
I look at Ushuaia's body, and I look at Squelch, and I look at the. I'm joking. I don't.
Think of how
Big
strong you could become.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm starving.
Would you like me to cook something?
No, I'll cook. I just
Oh my
want to
God.
know if you're hungry.
Oh, I'm famished.
Yeah, so Orkane's just like, he's whipping out all the stops. He's making food. He's making a feast.
Dessert?
Huh?
Dessert?
Maybe like he goes foraging a little bit, and like he makes like a kind of like a rustic crumble out of like berries. But while he's doing this, he's also that's just all he's doing. He's just cooking. He's gonna storm.
Okay.
I think at this point where they're camping down, Nui would just be sort of like in like a quiet sadness, unsure what to do at that point. I think when it comes to the idea of laying her body to rest, Nui would share with everybody while they were having Arcane's meal that he's prepared, suggests that we have to take her back to her people, if we can, or a temple where it would be hers to worship.
Doesn't she come from the continent?
Yeah.
That's what, months away, a year away by travel?
I don't know. I think we can't just bury her anywhere. We have to find somewhere.
No,
Should we burn her?
Orkane and Nui, and I'm not sure if the other two of you have proficiency in Arcana, but if you do, feel free to roll as well. Can I get an Arcana check? Or if you're proficient in it, I'll give Survival. But I think Arcana is the most relevant.
29.
Unsurprising. So Orkane, as Nui is talking about, like, it's potentially months of travel. You recall that there are ways to travel much quicker than that for those that have access to that kind of magic.
Not me.
Do I?
No, but you do know someone who does. You may or may not recall that during your year of downtime, Vanessa had installed a teleportation circle in your basement and was using that to travel between Kuchi and Magugund with Talanis.
Completely forgot, but that sounds great. I mentioned that.
I say that.
I was wondering what that circle was. You guys never told me.
It wasn't relevant for you to know at the time.
I see how it is.
I think that we should burn her and let the wind carry her body home. But if you knew you were the closest to her, and if you knew that she wanted, I'm not sure if you ever talked about what to do in these situations. I don't think we've ever talked about what to do in these situations. But if that's what you feel is best, then
I have a question. After that, Orkane's rousing and informative talk about the teleportation circle, what do I know about teleportation circles?
Do you have Arcana proficiency? Just roll. Actually, just roll. You might have got lucky and come across it.
9. No, that was athletics. 11.
Okay. Not an awful lot beyond it gets you from A to B. But I think enough to know that arcane users would be the people to talk to.
Okay.
wait, what about me? If Nuida was asking me questions, could I answer them?
I'm sure if Nuida does ask questions, you can answer them. Let's see if he decides to do that.
So this circle, it will just take us wherever we want to go.
Yes.
Why haven't we been using it up to now?
That decided, okay, teleportation circle, you need to know the other circle, you need to, there's a bit more knowledge involved, but it's evidence that kind of magic exists.
Well, the reason why we haven't used it before is because we weren't familiar with other people's circles. You need to intimately know the circles of the people that you want to go into. You need to know their circles before you can access the circles.
And does anyone know anybody's hole on the continent? Teleportation hole?
I've not had a lot of experience with holes.
I believe that because you were in the mountains.
Exactly. No holes in the mountains, apart from the big red one at the top, but we don't go near that.
I have another question.
Yes, please ask.
Not for you, Arcane. For the god in the sky who whispers sweet nothings in my ear.
He's whispering them to me.
No, but these ones are for me.
Oh.
Knowing that I'm, a cleric and proficient in religion and very smart and handsome and capable, um,
Are you flirting with me?
no, I'm flirting with myself. Um, the what? Sorry, remind me, what god did Ishwaya worship?
It's Kadarth, right?
Ashwaya worshipped. Actually, make a religion check because she's got the holy symbol. You can see if you recognise it. So, go on, we'll see the roll.
14.
So, while she talked to Kadarth, you don't recall that amongst any pantheons that you know of. I'd say with a 14, you know for sure it's a draconic god that she worships.
Okay.
But it's not your area of expertise.
What I was going to ask is essentially it's not part of the elven pantheon that exists on this island,
Yeah,
right?
100%. Yeah,
So I'm not going to find a holy site for it here.
correct.
Okay.
Perhaps maybe instead, because she was her pantheon was draconic. Maybe it is a good idea to burn her body, and perhaps we could take something personal from her to send back to her temple with a note letting the people of her temple know what happened.
Does anyone here know a way to get to the Feywild?
What's a Feywild?
Wait, good question. Do I know what the Feywild is?
Haven't we been there?
You've not been to the Feywild.
We fought things that came from there, right?
Yeah. And because your conversation with Leovan, you would, for various reasons, you would know that the Feywild is sort of a plane, sort of adjacent to the material plane, but it's another plane of existence. Not a huge amount of in-depth knowledge, but enough to know the basics.
The reason I ask is just, draconic gods burning her. What if we got a dragon to burn her? Like, would that be considered respectful? Just because I think there might be a dragon in the Feywild that's very annoyed at me, and so. And you, Yorkane, actually.
Me? I didn't banish it.
I think it was looking for you, wasn't that? Or you find it. You find it.
No, there was a fae with Moxie that came to us shortly after, who told me that my mom was alive. But the dragon, that was all you.
Oh. Well, we could, maybe that dragon could burn her body. If we can get to the, right, so we've got two options. Go to the Feywild or go to the continent.
I don't want to be that guy. All right. I don't want to be that guy. But after a while, she's not gonna last too long. So I want to be practical here. I don't think it's respectful to hold a body for an extended amount of time. So whatever we're doing,
I agree, but I also don't think that Ushuaia would want to be buried or burned anywhere near this place.
no. So let's tomorrow morning.
Let's ask her. Tomorrow, let's just.
I think maybe I've seen in my travels. I'm making it. Yes, and I've seen in my travels people sending. Are we on a coast?
Yep.
Sending fired piers out to sea. I think she would like that.
Yeah, at a sunset.
Sunset would be nice.
Should we just, should we ask her tomorrow? We can,
Can we ask her tomorrow?
I can, speak
I'm
to
not.
the dead. Is that
Yeah.
disrespectful?
I think bringing her back to consciousness after having such a hideous death might be cruel.
Yeah, give her some time to get used to it, I guess.
I think maybe there's two sides to that. Ushuaia died not knowing that we were safe and that it was over, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what they can see, if anything, from the other side, but perhaps it might be calming. Admittedly, it makes me very uncomfortable, though, so...
Okay. Maybe it'll give her some peace in the afterlife to know that her last mission was successful.
We can sleep on it.
Yeah.
I mean, don't sleep on her. I didn't say that.
Shan't.
Yeah, I can't keep my eyes open. I'm so sorry, guys.
No,
I need to sleep.
thank you for the food, okay?
My pleasure. I'm glad you liked it.
The crumble was delicious. It almost no, never mind.
And I put my hand on Newt's shoulder. I know. And I like rub it, and I pull you in for a hug.
Before we all bed down, I'll get around the campfire and I'll work a whole bunch of control flames and prestidigitation and whatnot to bring up some fiery images of Ushuaia and some of the cooler moments in her life. A lot of mine are from the mountain. The slug to not a slug to falling to coming back out.
The
But-
eagle
She
wrestler.
tamed a rock.
Yeah. There's a lovely fiery image of Ushuaia throwing a bridle around a massive, incredibly huge bird.
Or with the one of her falling off the giant eagle.
Does anybody know any songs?
Oh no. Yes. That's me.
Like, fuck!
I know you're a bard, but like I'm wondering, like, is there anything that we can all sing together? It just seems. Do you
I
know?
mean, she's not wrong. She would know, but you can decide among yourselves what you want it to be.
Does anyone know Barbie Girl?
No.
Okay.
Sure, it can.
Yeah, that
you-
one. I love that one.
Little Fire Dancer.
I don't know that one.
Do you know
Nothing, man.
Small Little Drumming Elf?
Not that one. No. Ooh.
Do you know Two Become One by the Spice Girls?
Oh, I love that one. Anyway,
Sing-
Eternal Flame by Atomic Kitten.
I mean, I was making up like fake ones. Yes, and what? Eternal Flame. I do know that one. Julie, do you know that to play it? I don't know if it's real fucking real.
I'll be like, sure.
Like,
Take out
are you
my
playing-
heart and start storming away.
Are you playing the Atomic Kitten version or the Bangles version?
I don't know that other one. But I guess it doesn't matter.
How?
Can
Close your
everybody roll a
eyes.
performance check for me?
Give me your hand, darling.
As we fade to the black of sleep time, let's see how this goes.
9.
You feel my heart beating. Do
18.
you understand? Natural 20. For a total of
For a total of
22.
Oh, that makes so much sense.
Mm.
Iggy.
11.
Okay, so we've got a modest 11, a quite respectful 18, a genuinely very impressive 22. Did you say in the end?
Yep.
Big vocals.
And Orkane, how does the 9 sound?
Full of throaty emotion.
Mm-hmm.
It's
I like
gonna-
that.
Yeah. There's a lot of heart.
Okay.
Not much else.
So as the 4 of you sing Eternal Flame we fade into the nighttime, and you may all respectfully mark off a long rest. Those of you who would prepare spells, feel free to prepare your spells for the next day.
I have Create Undead prepared. Wonder if that could be useful.
Oh, crap! I forgot to add my third sorcerer spell.
Well, now's the time.
I'm doing it.
I feel like I have a spell that preserves dead bodies, but I can't remember what it is.
I know there is one. It's a cantrip.
Oh yeah. Cloud
Gentle repose.
That's it.
I have it. It's in my
Is it first
ritual
level
spell.
or a cantrip?
It's my ritual spell, so it's a second level spell.
Oh wow, it's higher than I thought.
Would you have to cast it twice?
What?
One
For the
each
head
part.
and the body.
Well, while she was an object, you stitched her back together
Ooh.
using mending.
Would that be what type of check would that be? Sleight of hand?
I still have resurrection. It is an option.
You don't have the spell components, by the way.
Do I not have I have a diamond in my inventory.
You've got 2 500s, so it reads as total value 1000.
I understand.
Yeah.
Oh well. Well, listen, I've got a year to gather it.
A big ass diamond. Okay. Well, by all means, take the morning as you see fit. The sun is beginning to rise. There is that. It's the very for those of us, which is, you know, at this point in our lives, probably most of us going through grief the next day, where and I know you're all going to hate this, but I'm going to push through it. When I watched the Ed Sheeran documentary, he talks about how you expect the world to stop and it just keeps going. He left. I've got to wait for him to come back. But that thing of you probably won't be able to rejoin now. But that thing of like the morning comes, the sun rises, birds are singing, the world is carrying on like nothing happened. And so it kind of adds this extra weight. That like second day is always like the hardest for that reason. But anyway, over to you. Now I've dropped that on you.
You mentioning Ed Sheeran literally disconnected me from the call. Like all I heard was in the Ed Sheeran documentary, and then the call ended.
I thought you rage quit. There was no other like thought in my head than you rage quit. We was talking about how we during grief.
No, I was fine not knowing. I'm fine not knowing. I was fine not knowing.
Okay. Well, over to you, gang.
So, as we all get up and everyone's having their, doing whatever, I'm gonna start spending 10 minutes casting Gentle Repose on Ishwaya's corpse.
Very fair.
Okay. Sort of might propose that even though we're near the coast, maybe we should spend the better half of the day maybe travelling down the coast a little bit further away from this place, to look for a nice spot.
Yeah, for sure. How far away are we from a coastline, Matt?
You're actually pretty close because if you remember, you kind of went down the mine along a short way, and then the structure was built out over the sea.
Oh, of course.
So
yeah.
it's cliff edge rather than gradual, beach and shore, but you're close to the coastline.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess we'd follow the coast until we got down a kind of to a beach rather than a cliff.
Do we want to have ask her how she wants to?
Oh,
yeah.
It's not a custom I'm used to, so I'll
I
be a
mean,
bit.
tell her I said hi, but like I don't know. I don't really know what to say.
Well, we can ask her 5 questions. So, we can all take one, and Nui, you have 2.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, sure. Maybe it'll be nice. I don't know.
And then I suppose I begin casting Speak with Dead.
Okay. You sort of, I imagine you've respectfully wrapped the body rather than dragging it around. So you sort of unwrap the just the head, the face, enough that you can have the conversation. I don't know how far you want to go.
Just the face is all we need.
Okay.
I'll press the dictation
Um,
as well to clean up anything that is not clean.
Sure. And then as you get that sort of face exposed, you've got the 2 different coloured. No, you don't have the 2 different coloured eyes because it's just face and hole where it was the insides were burnt out. And Nuda, as you sit down to begin casting, there's this weird sort of ethereal effect as you see the image that you've become quite familiar with. The sort of older gentleman with the beard sits down. The dagger sits down opposite you.
I can't search for photos here.
I don't know why Siri wants to get involved. The dagger sits down opposite you, but no one else sees that, and you get this thing of like there's almost this distance created, and you focus in the 3 of you, the dagger, and the body of Ashwaya. And if I could have Cecilia drop in. So to give you the premise of this spell, Ashwaya will answer honestly. There's no need to answer honestly. Can answer as she would have in life, which is why I'm going to ask you to join in here. So Nuda is casting Speak with Dead, and we'll get 5 questions to ask Ashwaya, and she will answer it as if she would have in life. There is no rattly gasping for breath. It is just an empty skull.
So am I the only one that can see her? Like, I'm the only one that can talk to her? No one else can hear her?
You can hear your party, but it's almost like it's like the sending spell, the messaging spell. Like you can liaise back and forth, but it is very much you are focused in on this conversation.
Okay. I'm gonna look a little bit startled, and I'll go, Nui. It's time.
Okay. I'm ready.
What would you like to say to Ashwaya? Ask Ashwaya.
I don't think I guess I would like to say something, then ask something.
Okay.
First, to say that we all, the rest of us, we survived thanks to her heroic efforts. We've defeated them. Everything's okay. And I'd like to ask if she is at peace.
Okay. Just I know you can. I don't know if you can hear Nui. She wants to let you all know that we're okay, and we survived, and she's safe now, and we're all safe. And I suppose she wants to know if you're at peace.
I walk among a sea of amethysts, trying to find my way home.
Okay. She says she walks amongst a sea of amethyst, trying to find her way home.
Can we ask if we can help her find her way home?
Can we help you find your way home?
Cadmus, the Temple of Sardior.
I gave like a. Is the Dagda still there? Like, am I still seeing him in this whole
So
picture?
if you kind of look up, he is like his lips are moving across the whole conversation. So as you're talking, his lips mirror your words, and as she's talking, although you hear your voice and her voice, but you can see his lips are speaking the words.
I give him a sort of cryptic look, like a puzzled look. Sorry, Celia, can you repeat that for me? Because I actually forgot what you said.
I said Cadmus, the temple of Sardior.
She says, Cadmius, the temple of Sardior.
Does that mean anything to me?
Make a history or religion check.
Five.
I mean, it's probably where she's.
Shwaya, this is maybe a hard question for you to answer in this, given your situation, but what would you like us to do with your body?
What do you want to do with my body? No.
Do what you want. What you want with my body.
What's mine, what was mine is yours now. But please take me home. My people will know what to do.
She wants to go home. Back to her people. Uh, Iggy, anything you wanna ask the corpse of Ishwaya?
Oh God. I guess Iggy. I want her to know that her sacrifice is so important, and that we love her, and that we're gonna miss her. And if we can't think of any other questions, I would like to ask whether she can retain that information now.
He says, and I assume it's a sentiment echoed by the whole party, that your sacrifice was valued and important, and that we loved you, we do still love you, and that you are and continue to be very important to us. And they want to know if you'll be able to retain that wherever you're going.
Yes, I will.
Is that 4 questions?
One more.
Okay, last one, guys.
I think maybe the last one is how do we get to her temple?
How do we get to your temple?
It's in the mountains of Cadmus.
The Kingdom of Medea.
Sorry, can I ask a follow-up, Dagda? Because technically that wasn't a very good answer.
When you say that, and you are saying it over the still body of Ashwaya.
She said that her home is in the mountains of insert place name here.
Okay.
She was mumbling. She only had half a jaw. It was hard to get anything out of her.
City of
Yeah.
looks like our plans have changed.
I mean, I guess I don't have anything better to do right now, to be honest.
That's the attitude we need, Orkin.
Perhaps on our journey to her temple, we'll find more answers to these strange elemental uh, interactions that we've been having as well. If we're heading to the mountains,
That's a good point. What's the quickest way? So we should go home. Can somebody do something to make sure her body lasts the journey? And can we pack her
Don't,
up in something?
don't worry, she's gonna be fresh, refrigerated. I'm on it.
Well, last time on the way here, Ushuaia was one of the ones to carry us, so we'll need another bird.
I
Oh,
can.
go ahead. Yeah.
I can polymorph.
Great.
Wait.
So I can be a big old bird.
Fantastic.
Where are we again? Sorry, in Andriella.
Middle right little peak. I can picture the map, but I can't.
So essentially, what I'm wondering is where is our nearest like town, port from
The
here?
nearest town is Enalone, which is where you walked from to get here. It was 1, 2, 3, 4 days.
Oh right. And then from there, what would be closer, Mudgogund or Kuchi?
Peachy.
Okay, looks like we gotta go to Kuchi.
Which would be so 4 days back to Enalone, and then another probably about 6 days to Peachy.
Well, this body's fresh for 10, so
Someone mentioned we have a teleport circle, something at home.
Yeah.
yeah, there's.
Nuda and I's house and Nui's. Yeah.
Okay, at your guys' home. Yeah.
I mean, Iggy did live there for a year, but anyway.
I've been paying rent this whole time.
I'm an expensive landlord as well. Actually, technically, my home, I own it. Well, Keelan owned it, but he's dead.
Yeah. So fine.
I wonder who's named on the will.
Nuida. You don't think he's gonna write himself into his own will?
I miss having someone who kind of knows what to do in these situations.
Do you know who was really good at that?
Who?
Keelan.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just checking on.
And Talanis, they were both really good at that.
I miss Talanis. I'll miss
feel-
him a little bit more, but
Yeah.
You'll miss who more, sorry?
Ushuaia, because she's dead.
Oh. I thought you said Nuida. I was like...
We have plans for you.
Bang, bang, motherfucker.
Yeah. Maybe I can send. Maybe I can. Maybe. Maybe I should have a chat with Vanessa. You know,
Why?
in my head, because she did the teleport magic.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just, is it weird? Because I feel like
Why?
Talanis
Because I had.
really made it clear that she didn't want to. I
I
don't know.
didn't, she didn't make it that clear, and I pull out my Talana stone. I it might be weird because I had sex with her wife, but I think we've moved past that. We killed the queen together.
I suppose there's no coming back after something like that, is there?
No.
I'm
I'll
actually,
message. I'll message Talanis. I'll send Talanis a message and see.
She's a good ally, and I think the type to stay loyal. Besides, at this point, with much bigger things going on, we might need to get someone of her stature involved.
I'm gonna send a message. I'm gonna cast sending,
Okay.
and I'm going
The drama.
to send a message to Talanis. Did Matt just die for everyone else?
No?
Oh, hold on, I need to rejoin.
He's teleporting.
Oh no! No!
Hello.
Yay!
Oh my god, my Wi-Fi worked. So I'm gonna send a message to Talanis.
Okay.
God, her voice actor is here.
I've been looking for something to write this down on. Yep.
And I'm gonna say, hey fish.
Classic.
Yeah. Long time no speak. Hope married life is lit. Listen, we need to go to the continent. We're on our way to Kuchi. How many words am I at?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It
Oh.
stopped at we're on our way to.
Oh.
Okay. So, with that, let's move our sort of camera lens, as it were, and we'll cut instead to a well-furnished study, walls lined with neatly rowed books of various flashes of colour across their spines. A large bay window looks out over a stepped city built into the cliff edge and bustling with life. Market calls shout out the day's wares and are answered by the cawing of coastal birds. Beyond that, the sea is a dazzling blue that sparkles in the sunshine. A large vessel dwarfs the pier as it docks, the great sails flapping gently in the breeze. And beyond it, looking like ants from up here, various boats crawl their way amidst the waves to and fro from the coast. A bustling seaside town outside the window, and inside there is a matching bustle of activity. In the centre of the room sits a large round table of strong wood, and across it are scattered innumerous books, many of which lay open, whilst others are stacked closed. An elven hand reaches for one of these. The hand belongs to a tall woman with silver blonde hair tied neatly and into various braids in overly elaborate designs. Her eyes are brilliant blue, brilliant with youth and life and love, and brilliant with insightful inquisitiveness. A thirst for knowledge. Vanessa pulls the book towards her and immediately begins flicking through pages, her eyes darting across the words at speed. Beside her, a quill floats unaided, scampering across outstretched parchment, making notes. Her other hand rests on the outstretched leg of her wife that sits across from her. And Cecilia, if you wouldn't mind describing Talanis for the benefit of those that have not yet met her.
My pleasure. Talanis is a noble half elf. She's got long pointed ears, a very, very high ponytail. It's giving Ariana Grande with echoes of like chestnut brown hair. She's got brownish skin, honey colored eyes with a hint of purple in them. And she wears a lot of gold hoops and jewelry and a golden circlet that has a red gemstone in the center. Uh, Very, very fine clothing. She's got a brown leather harness with a dagger just slotted into the strap there. And she is extremely attractive, titties sitting, and she wears a multitude of rings as well. And she also noticeably has a very deep although healed, scar across her neck.
Okay. Got it. A hand slams against the table. The quill scratches to a sudden halt. This is it. Talanis, you remember you told me about your run-in with Typhoon under the sea last year? Do you remember you said he was doing some ritual or something? What did you say the creature's name was? Crynax. Look here. And she slides this book across the table. I have these books brought up from the last shipment from Medea. Okay, look, I know it's not the same exact name, but and you can see it's a draconic text. It's like these runes which you recognize, Talanis understanding draconic, and she's pointing at one rune in particular, and she's like, "Look, see here, like this part of the rune it's the word for ice."
Yes.
And this one, and she kind of grabs another parchment and like slides.
Actually, it's icy. That is the rune for icy. But yes, continue.
She slides another like set of parchments. It's like loose leaf parchments, loosely bound together, and she kind of puts it next to it and like flicks to a page. Says, this here, it's the rune for like god or deity. So do you see like when you put them together, it's god of ice or ice deity or something like that. But like they didn't write it. You know, it's almost like a name. And so look, so if we think that maybe that's Cryanax, right? And so like, you know, if it is, and she starts flicking through the pages of the book, and she's like, it's upside down to her, right way up to you. She's like flicking through rapidly. She's like, okay, here. It talks about a primordial prison, right? So I think what you described was Typhoon trying to undo these prisons or unlocking it, right? You know, so if that's the case, I think he's on the hunt for anchor points, I guess is the word. You know, places where the prison is anchored in, right? And then she like brings another like large leather-bound book onto the table, and as she opens it up, she pulls the parchment from underneath the quill, and you can see that it's got this like scribblings on it and notes along the side, and it looks almost like what is the word I'm looking for? Like shapes. With the two together, it's like lines that sort of roughly match up with the map. So she opens this book, and it is a map of Eardrune, the world that you all live in. And she says, so this is where you said you saw him last year. And that message you got recently that said he'd been seen again, that was here. And if you look, and she's kind of showing the kind of drawing, she's like, I think these are kind of arcane focal points, places on our island where magic is at its strongest. And, you know, based on, she sort of gestures over her shoulder to another stack of books that she was reading a few days ago. She's like, I think I've got some idea of where the different arcane points are on Eardrune. And then she turns the page. And on the next page, you see it's almost like a zoomed out view where you have the world of Eardrune in the middle, but then various other planes written around it. Feywild, Shadowfell, little I've forgotten the word for it. The astral planes, all these other ones like scattered around it. And she says, so they're not just here. They can't be. It can't only be on the material plane. It sort of falls back into a chair. Oh, but there's no way of knowing where he's been or where he's going next.
Well,
I was gonna say, as she's like finishing this rant, you get this other voice in the back of your head, and it's Nuada's voice, clear as if he's sitting in the room with you.
Oh, Nuada? My, you always did come on time. I'm assuming you mean Coochie. Please do come, much to discuss. Bad news abounds. Darling, that was Nuada. I'm not sure what has been going on, but they seem to be coming our way with haste. Perhaps while we wait, we might try and get in touch with Flutter. Last we heard, she had crossed into a different plane to look into all of this.
Yes, actually, I've been learning some new things. I know we've obviously been doing a lot of studying for yourself, and you've come a long way. But I've dabbled in a couple of new things. So this, where is it? And she's like sifting through pages of like just the mess of research until eventually she pulls forward her own spell book that she's had the whole, most of the time you've known her. In fact, you remember when she started it decades ago. She's like, so all this talk about planes got me thinking about exactly that. So this one here, and she shows it to you, and it's like, that thing of, this is going to be really dumb, but some people, when you're starting to learn algebra and then someone shows you advanced algebra and you're like, okay, I'm just beginning to understand that letters mean math, and now you're showing me a whole bunch of other shit. It's that. It's like, yeah, sure, you have a grasp of arcane and wizardry and books, but this is something else.
This is beyond me, but I trust you. You met Flutter. You can,
Okay, so
see what she knows. Maybe she's seen something. Maybe we could all convene here.
Anything in particular you think I should ask her, or maybe just see if she's seen any more of Typhoon?
Anything more that she's learned. The research that she had requested, we've got it now. So if she wants to have a look at it, she's always welcome here.
Fantastic, you're absolutely right. Okay, and she begins the process of casting the spell, and it takes a minute, but one second, I have to make a roll to see if she doesn't take damage trying to cast it. She's fine. She's a hot bitch.
It's my wife.
Just fun fact for above table. You can go insane if you fuck this up. And you see her like muttering, and she's like talking through the incantation and reaching out, and her eyes begin to roll back, and then they just suddenly snap back in place, and she's like,
"What did she say?"
Talanis, there was no connection. Are you sure she was? Let me try sending. Maybe she's here. And she begins the ritual, the ritual for sending. You're much more familiar with, and then almost immediately she's, Talanis, I can't reach her.
Well, why can't you reach her?
Well, there's possibilities. She could be, protected. There are arcane wards you can use.
She might be in trouble.
And she might be. She might be. I can try a scry tomorrow, but I need to go and get the components. I didn't have anything on hand.
Let's do that tomorrow.
Okay, you said the Guardians were on their way here.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, and she begins to cast sending again. Nuida, you sounded like you were. Talana said you were in a rush. If it's urgent, I can come get you.
Is that all she said? Can I reply now?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's urgent. Ushuaia is dead. We need to get to the continent. Immediately.
And Talanis, you see she sits back. Oh no.
What's happened? Are they
okay? Do you remember the name Ushuaia?
Yeah, I think she was traveling with them for a while.
Yeah, I think they tried to give her your room. Something's happened. So, I said I've been learning some new stuff. Well, you remember that, and she's like flicking through her spellbook. Do you remember the teleportation circle?
Of course.
I think I figured out how to do it without the circle. We can go find out what's going on.
Let's go to them. Do you know where they are?
Let's find out. Nuida, I can come to you now. Where are you exactly?
Oh, where am I exactly?
Northeast of Enalone, outside of an abandoned mine.
Northeast of Enalone, outside of an abandoned mine. And I do not relate any of this conversation to the Rootless Guardians.
important context. So she pulls the book to her, and you can see like this insane, like, and you spend enough time, you know, when she's she's just like grabbing books, flicking through pages, and muttering to herself. She's like, okay, so northeast, an abandoned mine. So, okay, so there used to be, okay, so somewhere around. Got it. Okay, got it. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
You got everything. You always forget something.
My vape.
My, I've got everything.
Okay. She grabs her book, and you can see she kind of grabs a book and it goes.
Grab my cloak.
That is everything. Okay, cool. This is my first time doing this. Hold on tight. Cecilia, can you roll a D100 for me?
Yes.
She gets kicked out, ends up in a random place on the continent. Deny a rescue mission.
35. Uh-oh.
Congratulations, you killed both Cecilia's characters in 2 sessions.
Okay. Can you roll 3d10 for me?
Great. Why not? Let's get spicy.
Only because I can't move stuff out of my dice tray again.
23.
Didn't expect. Okay. So you both take 23 points of force damage.
Okay. Ow!
I need you to roll the d100 again.
Okay.
So from your perspective, whilst you're rolling, I'll kind of narrate. So Talanis, Vanessa grabs you and kind of begins muttering. There's this flash of arcane, and you just feel the rest of the world slowly like spin out. So like like colors sort of blur in together until eventually they're gone, and it's white nothingness. And then you kind of feel everything around you just collapsing inward, like all of your like your entire body is almost like crushing inward on itself, and you are struggling to breathe. And then what did you roll?
4.
There's every chance Vanessa doesn't make it. Okay, I'm gonna roll this time because it's 3d10. God, because I feel bad making you keep rolling. Okay, it's another 27 points of damage.
Cool.
And then d100 again for me.
Will Vanessa's corpse just materialize in front of us?
Vanessa's nose is bleeding, and you can see like just in the corners of the eyes, the ears, blood beginning to like just begin to pool.
37. Is this a fucking weighted die? What the fuck is going on here?
It was 34 the first time, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's very funny. Okay, because it's the cutoff was 35.
37.
That's the cutoff from taking damage. So, Talanis, you see as Vanessa is she's not in a good way, right? It's beginning to hurt, and as you feel the air returning. Oh no, my AirPods. The air returning to your lungs rapidly, and as it does so, you can hear there's this like popping sensation. As suddenly you can hear again, and you just hear Vanessa scream out in agony, and then you crash into the side of a tree, and then you are falling.
Featherfall.
Practiced, perfected. You grab hold of her, and you're falling but spinning slowly, and you can see you've hit this tree, and you're falling toward water.
We're falling toward water.
Yes. I believe she's got. Hold on.
Okay.
Look and see if Vanessa's got anything to help.
So I cast rope trick.
Okay. Make a con save for me. It's like a concentration check, just to make sure you can perform it whilst falling. And I know it's not a high DC because you got your feather fall in place, but you do still need to try to get everything prepared whilst falling.
18. 13 plus 5.
18. So you grab her by the waist, and with the other hand, just kind of that motion, and a rope materializes within it, and you haul her up into that sort of extra dimensional space. And she's just Oh, oh.
I will Kyotom's ointment. I will
Slather her up.
just rub her down
Oh,
with Kyotom's. So
Yep,
she
lube her up.
gets great. 10 healing.
Okay.
And I'll use both uses.
Do it again.
8 more.
Okay, cool. You guys can still hear me okay? Brilliant, cool. Okay, so,
Are you okay?
yeah, fuck, ow. Okay, where are we? Oh, Jesus.
I look around. Is there anything that tells me where we are?
Make a perception check.
Perception. Natural 1. I'm not
You're
using
out to sea.
not using you anymore. Okay. I will grab. Let's see. Is there any land, or is that?
So you can see, because you hit a tree, it felt like there is a cliff, and you're actually quite low down now, but there's this like sheer cliff face, and where you were falling before you hit the rope trick, you're actually probably about another 15, 20 feet away from, you know, the rocky sea shit storm that would have been, and about 50 feet up is the sea itself.
So, with this cliff edge, do you think that I would be able to use my grapple shot into the cliff? Because it's heavier, would I be able to pull us both?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Okay.
What's the range?
30, 120.
Okay, so you'd need to do the disadvantage shot.
Okay.
You could use steady aim to balance out to a straight roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, and basically you just need to hit it hard enough to. And I'm assuming you're aiming high, right?
Aiming high to see if we can 21. It's a 10 plus 11.
Okay. Can you roll a d4 for me?
4.
Okay. 21, you said, didn't you? Okay. Nuda, you've just received this ton of sending. And then a crossbow bolt sings through the air and cracks against your armor and splinters off and is like scrabbling through the ground. You know, like an anchor that's hit sea. It's like, and you see it's like rope tied off the edge of it.
Can I scurry after it to catch it?
Make an acrobatics check or athletics.
Acrobatics. Natural 1 for a total of 3.
Okay. So
It's a disaster.
you absolutely faceplant, take 4 points of damage just from like tripping and like smashing face into the dirt. Talanis, you see as your arrow comes off the edge.
Oh God.
And you begin that minute process of winding it back in again.
Yeah.
When Dean takes out his bow, like he's holding an action. He's ready to like.
I'm gonna start running after it. Can I start running after it?
Yeah, of course, yeah. So you're kind of running forward and you get to the cliff edge where you all were kind of, talking about taking Ashra's body out to sea. So you camped near the kind of cliff edge and you get to the edge there and you look out and you can just see, actually make a perception check. Your passive is good, but I think I'm going to need you to roll for this. Whilst he's rolling out, the other three of you see Nuda running off towards the...
Nuda!
9. Yeah, so you just see the sea beyond. No sign of any attacker or anything.
Mm.
Nuda. I'm like, I'm chasing after him.
Mhm.
Well, like walking fast, 'cause I'm not trying to run into like combat, Nuda.
Oh, I know.
Hey,
Huh?
Nuda.
What?
What? Are you okay?
Yeah. No, well, I've got a bloody nose, but that's because I tripped and fell.
You just
Um,
what's going on?
did you not see me get shot?
Yes, and why are you running? We need to stay together. Do you think
Well-
Kudazara?
Kevin?
We need to talk about Kevin. Did we not get them all? Did we? Fuck! Oh my god! And I'm just like flipping out, like.
Whoa! Look! This is where it came from, right?
Okay.
Did you see anything?
No, is it an element? And I cast detect portal.
Interesting. 1 second.
Ooh, interesting.
Hmm. I may or may not get inventive with the interpretation of this, but yeah, you detect. What's the range? It's like a mile, isn't it?
That sounds about right.
I remember it being really far. Whilst you don't see anything, you do get that internal sense that there is a portal somewhere out to sea. You can make a perception check if you wish.
I do. Wish.
Whilst you're rolling that, Iggy and Nui, did you follow the two that went rushing off?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
16.
16. So with a 16, you just see that flash. You get the little glint as something metallic catches the sunlight, and then it's gone. It disappears. No sign of it.
Hello.
We're too far away to hear that, right?
You don't hear it, but Talanis looking up, you can see that there are figures at the edge of the cliff.
I'll point and I'll
Mhm.
say, "Who are you?"
What's the range on message?
120 feet.
120. Okay. Roll a d4.
Me? 4.
Okay. So Nuada, you hear Talanis' voice. Who are you?
Knew it, obviously. I literally just messaged you.
Knew it. It's Vanessa. We need your help. Can you get us up there?
Where are you?
Oh, 1 second. I lower like the little rope
Mhm.
from the rope trick. So like you see a little dangly rope.
It's just floating in the air. It's just a little rope. Just.
Oh, Orkin, did you see that rope?
Nuda, there's a
Orkin,
portal. There's a Nuda, I
Uh.
swear I can't. There's a portal around here. I can't. We need to go. We need to
do you
go.
see I think I know where the portal is. Do you see the rope? Do you see the rope?
I don't give a fuck about rope right now. I'm so sorry. Like honestly, like we have a fucking dead
I
body.
put
Nuda.
my hand on him and do I have calm emotions? I don't. Oh,
Spell slots is the question.
No, I don't have it.
Oh wait, it's a new
Come
day.
on. We need to go. We're one man down.
Orkin,
One woman down.
listen, you'll never
Oh
guess
my
who's over there.
God. And she
You'll
was-
never
she
guess.
was a
You'll never
combat
guess.
fighter.
No, Orkin, guess. You'll never guess who's over there.
I don't care. I don't
Guess.
care.
Guess.
Kudazara's mom. I don't know.
Close. It's Talanis. And Vanessa.
What?
Did you see the rope?
Are you okay? I know that you like your jokes.
Are you guys coming? Or
Time for
Sorry, Orkian's having a bit of a moment. Yeah, we're coming. Orkian, it's Vanessa. And Talanis. You like
that. I
Talanis,
put
right?
my hand to like his head.
Talanis, what's going on?
It's you know how they are. Just they'll be here.
Wait, is that them?
Yes, yeah. That's them.
Oh, thank fuck! And she casts fly on the two of you.
Oh, she had fly the whole time.
Orkin, listen, right?
Just didn't
So,
want you to exert yourself.
You see two figures just materialize where the rope is and begin moving towards you.
look,
I feel like the way it's set up is that like Nuada's
is
facing
looking
outward
at
and I'm facing Nuada, so like I don't see it, and I'm just like Nuada.
Orkin. No,
We
Orkin, look,
need to
it's
go.
Vanessa and Talanis, and they're flying towards us right now.
You're not well. You're not well. Do you want me to carry you?
No,
Arcane!
look, it's Talanis.
No, it's not.
Arcane! My arms are wide open for you. As
Do
would
you not
other
hear that? Am I? Talanis, are you in my head again?
Just
What
can
are
you
you?
turn around?
Orkin,
I
Nuada's
tap
freaking
I
a
tap
fuck
Arcane
down,
on the arm. I jump into his arms and give Arcane a hug.
and my face is just like I'm just like looking down at the top of your head, like, but it's a tight squeeze. It's a
Caress his manly jaw. And I go and give Nuada a hug.
I'm
I
like,
haven't let go.
oh, I thought we were coming to you. Did Vanessa tell you that it's a rough time? It's a rough time in Comfortless Guardians, but it's so good to see you.
Oh, you look rough. You look rough.
I chose to look like this today.
Okay.
Yeah, wait, are you still 3 foot or cane with
Yeah.
titties?
No.
Fantastic.
No, I'm back to myself. But like, as in, because Nuada actively chooses his appearance, like, if he looks tired, it's because he chose to look tired. So like, he just looks like himself. I chose to look like this today.
Oh.
No, the fight was yesterday.
Yeah. It's like behind the eyes, you know.
Reminder that Nuada does not have any pupils. It's just white.
I can sense it. My perception is 29.
I like to think we do the really like awkward thing, you know, when you leave and like someone hugs someone and then there's someone else, like their partner or significant other, is just there and you're like, oh, hi, and
I go up to Nui and I give her just the biggest squeeze and I lift her up a little bit and I just like lean down. How are you?
As soon as Nui meets her embrace, her being so much tall, Talanis being so much taller than Nui, as soon as like their eyes meet, Nui just starts to bawl, big baby crying, loud, just no words.
Oh, you're okay. You're okay. You're okay. What's happened? What's happened? And I'm just like trying to comfort her.
And she diverts the answering to Arcane.
You guys remember Ashwaya? Yeah, she's gone.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
We have her. I mean, we have her. We have her body. We have her head and everything that was below it. But yeah, they're.
Sorry?
Yeah. We need to get her. Her body home. She's. Yeah. Whoa. Yesterday. A lot of shit has happened in the past few days. and we need to get to the continent. I don't know what you're doing here, but it's so nice to see you. But I don't. What are you doing here?
Well, Nuida sent a message, and coincidentally, I needed to speak to you all anyway. So, why don't we go back home and you all can rest and clean up a little, and we can figure out what to do with your friend.
Oh, we and Nui pipes up through the tears, saying, "We need to get to the city of Cadmus now."
Cadmus. I look at Vanessa.
I've got one more of those in me today. If you just give me like another 45 minutes, just to recover a little bit of energy, I can give it a shot today.
Oh yeah, you guys look
First
terrible.
one never goes to plan, right?
You know,
Dried blood round the.
you know, maybe it would be a good idea for you all to get some rest, and then we can go the next day. But we'll go. We'll go.
We've rested.
Our ride has had a tough one. So
No, it's fine. Honestly,
Oh.
dear, it's just one more shot.
But then we have to come
Someone else
back.
will roll the dice. It's Cecilia's thought.
Okay.
How did you guys get here?
So, I've been doing some studying, and you remember the circle in the basement of your house, right? Yeah, you remember?
Yeah.
I've figured out how to do that without the circle.
So no circle.
Exactly. Just a little bit of elbow grease, a little bit of the old academy try, but I think I can do it.
And this is, and I like gesture to her face. This is blood magic.
In a way, there was a blood price to pay. Yeah. But look, all magic is tricky at the first try.
Because we've paid enough in blood for the. I don't. There's been enough blood.
I'm very confident it'll be fine.
Nui pipes up as an emotional wreck, being completely unreasonable, and just like while doing the huff while you're crying. She died protecting me, and now she's trapped in a sea of amethyst, and she can't get home unless we take her home.
I put my hand on Nui's shoulder while you're hugging her.
Nui, I'm sure everybody in this group would be honored to die for you. We'll get her home.
Sorry, Dia's face.
Look, just another like half hour or so. Okay. I'll be right as rain. You guys catch up. I'm just gonna, and she like sits cross-legged and just closes her eyes and just. And as she's doing it, like just prestidigitating the blood off of her own face, just.
I'm gonna cast Tensor's floating disc so she doesn't have to sit on the ground and she can just sit on the disc.
Yeah, on the disc.
So that you see like this ethereal sort of golden seat that just floats, and Vanessa just sits there because she knows, because I've done that before.
The sex swing spell, yeah?
Yeah. Sex swing. So are we taking a short rest? Can I get some hit points?
Yeah. But also feel free to roleplay a catch up for Talanis and the group.
Yeah. Wow. So, Nui, you're not being hunted anymore.
Not anymore.
That's really, really good to hear. It's really good to hear.
But we've been through a lot.
I'm sure. I'm just so sorry to hear of that.
Kutazaka blew her face off, her head off her body. He's a monster. But we killed him.
Good. Got what he deserved. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that I wasn't there.
I wish you were.
I wish that too.
So how come we haven't heard from you? Why now?
That's a very good question. It's been very busy. Yeah, sorry, Matt.
I was going to say, just to remind everyone, like last time you all met was the day that Kutazara attacked, because you'd had it's been an anniversary since the war, and then Talanis and Vanessa went home, and you were attacked by Kutazara that night and went chasing after him. So it's been about 2 weeks. You've had other gaps of time together, but it's
Oh, never mind. It's
been 2 weeks.
A few
it's
months
been
for
1,
us.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 days.
time confuses the fuck out of me.
I hate it.
Wait, sorry. It's been 11 days since we last saw Talanis. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes.
When did we last see her?
So during the year downtime, Talanis and Vanessa were off doing their own thing, but they would come back periodically.
Oh.
You had a big, a get-together for celebrating 1 year on since the Queen died. They went home, and that night Kutazara attacked.
That's when we played dress up.
And then you immediately went chasing after him.
Right.
Pull all that back then. All that kind of animosity. Girl. Bitch. Fish. I'm kidding.
You've changed, Arcane.
It has been a week.
Yeah.
Where do you hear about it?
No, I don't know why we didn't tell you. It just happened so fast. It all happened so fast. It
We flew on the back of giant wimples.
It sounds like fun.
It was fun.
Well, I mean, a lot has happened over the last 11 days. Over the last year, there's been quite a lot to clean up after the war. And at the same time, Vanessa has been researching into, some oddities that had been popping up. There were a few rebellions that had to be squashed post-war, and reintegration of those rebels into our new, world. But there's one time in particular during one of these smaller rebellions that some cold was starting to sort of appear in the middle, and these were just villagers. There was nothing nefarious about them, but just some elemental influence that seemed to be seeping through. So Vanessa has been looking into it.
Oh, we have discovered the elemental issues. They're everywhere.
Have you?
Yeah. So we lost Shwaya.
And I'm so sorry for your loss.
Yeah, it's we also working theory. Flutter is likely also lost.
I get really taken aback by that. Are you sure?
No, but where did we put Whiplash? What did we do with it? Does someone have it? Is it in our bag of holding?
It's in
The
the
shard
back.
of whiplash is
No.
being researched by the
Oh,
dude.
right. Yeah, the elemental, yeah, the portals and the ice people. Yeah, we find them too. And then through one of them, we got a piece of Flutter's sword, and it was, let's say, worse for wear.
Can I see it?
No,
Okay.
sorry, it's there's a guy and he's looking at it. A girl, a person,
Oh,
someone,
okay. Just
someone's looking at it.
okay.
Someone's researching it.
Leovan.
Leovan.
We have to go back. We have to go back there. I need to go back there.
I look at Vanessa. Do you think that's why she didn't answer?
I'm sorry. You're gonna have to catch me up in the last 25 minutes. What have I missed? Like one eye opens from the.
Food.
I mean, it's
Sorry.
possible. It's very, very possible. So I've been trying to message Flutter today, and I haven't been able to get through. It's just hitting a wall. Like there's nothing there to receive it.
Hmm.
Ooh.
Catherine, can you run down and get the food?
Okay.
Well, that makes sense. That is. I didn't ever think that. Well, I guess that's that. Do you remember when we were underwater and we fought that typhoon fella?
Oh yeah, he was really hot. Sorry.
Well,
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Vanessa has been looking into him, and I recently received some of the research that Flutter had been requesting. It seems we've got a problem.
What else is new?
Will the world ever fix its own problems?
Suppose not. I guess that's up to us. So let's get your friend to her home,
Um,
and then we can go from there.
stop first.
Hmm?
Can we make a pit stop first?
I look at Vanessa.
I can do one today and one tomorrow. It's up, well, two tomorrow, to be fair, if I can rest. But I've got one today, so it's up to you where we go. I know Nui was conscious of helping Ashwaya find rest, but hey, happy to go where you need me.
I am committed to getting Ashwaya home, but we started this journey. Not started, but we found this place because we promised that we try to bring another daughter home, and I just don't feel right leaving without giving that mother some peace and letting her know what happened to her child. If you guys don't want to go, I'll catch up with you guys later. But
I'm not leaving you behind. Don't be so silly.
Again, we can do both. It's just one today, one tomorrow. Whichever way around is up to you.
can we go there first? I think Ushuaia's home is going to take. Is I know time is of the essence, but just a day, just a. I just need a. I don't know. I have to do it.
Let's go then. Sounds like the matter is settled.
Okay, so Enelone today, Cadmus tomorrow.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Probably a good thing I know Enelone a little bit better. Gives me a bit more time to. Anyway, everyone hold hands. I think that's important. Connection is important. That seems to be the case. Okay, who would like to roll D100 for us?
Not Cecilia.
Stiff as a board. Anybody?
Go for it, Dia.
Okay. Wow. 100. Woo!
Wait, really?
Wow.
Fuck me.
What a
Um,
Jesus.
When you've done this for the more tricky ones to find. So she's like, okay, so everyone just hold hands, and then I say the words, and she's still speaking, and you'll get this rush, and you are just stood on the very outskirts of the town, and she's like still, okay, now say the words, and then just a matter of moments, we should. Huh.
You are very good
Okay.
at that.
Yes, power of friendship. Come through.
I give
See,
her a kiss.
Just like I said, easy magic. I've got this. So
I don't like to go of Orcane's hand.
Okay, where are we off to?
Oh, we forgot Ashwaya.
No, she's in a bag of holding, isn't she?
He's laying on the ground in the middle of nowhere.
That'd be so tragic.
No, I assume she's in a bag of holding, right?
No, I've been carrying her.
Oh.
We did not forget.
We just got so excited with Talanis that we just forgot about his body. Did the mom tell us? I can't remember if we knew where she lived. Because if we do, then I go to the mom's house.
No, but you do know. One sec, let me bring up my notes for Enelone.
There was like the person in the castle, and they seem to know her.
Yeah.
We can go find them.
I can't remember his fucking name. So you've got, it's the half-orc guy who's like in charge of the town. He is the Aranossi.
Oh.
For this wee little town now. Koga is his name.
Oh,
But yeah, so you head up. Yeah.
I don't.
See.
I don't know if we all need to go. Like Talanis, Nuda, you don't. Or not Nuda. Talanis, Vanessa, you don't really. You can come if you want, but there's this guy, Leovan, that I don't know. You might find interesting, but yeah. Who wants to come?
Okay.
I'll come.
I need to be sure about something. Are you trying to get out of going to Leoven's because the Bumble Dragon is there?
Oh, you're still afraid of those?
It's been a week.
It's not a fear. It's no, don't be. After everything we just saw.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You think that I'm worried about bumble dragons right now?
No, you're right. Fair
No,
play.
and you know what? We can do
I'm
both.
The essence, I'm trying to. Whoa! What a question. Out of nowhere, out of fucking nowhere, always with the bumble dragons. In a time like this, in a place like this, that's the first thing on your mind.
Walking off into the sunset.
Yeah, I march off. Fucking.
Who's team mother? Who's team Leoven? Do we want to split?
I'm going with Orcane.
I'll go to Leovan. I don't see, it might upset. I don't think I can help there.
I'll escort.
Cool. I'm deciding whether I run two scenes or if I call it. Let's go to the mothers together, as in together. We'll follow that story. So Orkane, Nuada, and Nui. Are you going with them? Okay. So you return to the sort of, the castle on the hill that's been converted to be housing for anyone who needs it. And actually, as you're approaching, you can see the kind of well-dressed half-orc gentleman that you met before. Kogor is in kind of mid-conversation with, it looks like one of the guards.
Wait, what?
I'm just describing the scene you're walking into. He was just in conversation with a guard, like, as one might expect a town leader to be in.
I mean, it's kind of awkward to interrupt. Like, do they recognize? Do they see us? Like, come
Excuse
on.
me. Hello.
Yes, sorry. Cool. That's all in hand. Thank you so much. You're back. Any news?
Is the mom? I forgot the woman's name if we ever knew it, but is the girl who's missing? Her mom is. We need to talk to her.
So her name was, I don't know if you ever knew it, but I've got it written down. Shanira.
Okay, Shanira.
Incredible. I can have her brought up. Should we step into my office?
Yeah.
And there's that awkward thing of like the three of you brought in. There's only a handful of chairs. So you have like probably about a few minutes before there's a general like knocking on the door. And Kogor returns and he's leading the halfling woman. So Chinira, you remember these very kind people offered to help look for Rainy. They have news. I'm not sure what yet. They asked me to get you, so I came as fast as I could. Kind of takes a quick read of the three of you. Please take a seat. Take a seat. And he sort of leans awkwardly, like against the window, to give you the space to sit comfortably with her.
I just take out the shoes and I put them in front of her and say, I am so sorry, but she didn't die in pain.
Make it no.
Let me get this to her, please.
And she just like lifts them to her chest, and she is a mess of tears and wailing and like the my baby girls and all of the horrendous things you might expect from that scene. And like after a moment, like Kogor comes and sits next to her and puts an arm around her and like pulls her in.
But the people who did this, we got them for her. I know that won't bring her back, but I hope that gives you some comfort. She's had her justice. I'm so sorry.
And while she is kind of perhaps beyond response at the moment, like, Kogor looks up and he just mouths, "Thank you."
I walk out.
Yeah, quiet exit.
All right. Meanwhile, Nuda, you walk Talanis and Ushuaia, and Talanis, your first time seeing this hut on the edge of town with this sort of smoke, like just normal smokestack coming up, and then occasionally just there's like a little bit of purple steam that goes through it, and then grey, and then red, orange, green, and then grey again. And as you approach, it is a perfectly round hut with no wall, no doors, no windows.
Could you put her back
Vanessa's
in the
just
bag?
What? Sorry.
Matt said that you were walking me and Ushuaia, so I'm like, could you put her back in the bag?
sorry. I didn't even catch it myself.
It's
Solanus
not
and Vanessa.
Just
She
put her
needs
back in
to
the bag.
air her out.
I thought we wanted the Weekend at Bernie's thing.
But yeah, and, like Vanessa's just muttering like fascinating, fascinating as you're approaching.
I'm walking up to the door, well, to the wall rather, and kind of muttering like, I cannot remember how we did this last time. I think we spoke about going in through the chimney, but that didn't. And I'll just knock on the wall.
And as your knuckle touches what would be stone, it rematerializes very Diagon Alley fuck turfs into a door, like a wooden door against the wood, and then it swings open. And as the kind of you more confidently having been there before, yes, dear.
What can you make that door noise one more time? Sorry.
No. You'll have to watch it on the VOD on YouTube.
I'm putting it on the
next week.
sideboard for next week.
As you a bit more confidently having done this before, Iggy step across the threshold. Solanus and Vanessa, you're welcome to follow suit, and you see this sort of mess of books, and there's this like acrid smell in the air. But as you step through and the three of you enter, it almost like fades through and is a very well put together, like two sort of more like sofa, like relaxed chairs. And you see like just putting a book back onto the shelf, you see this elven figure, very pointed, angular, very, very long ears, long white hair, the beard exaggerating the point of the chin. As he places the book back, he runs his hand through his hand and goes, welcome. Oh, new faces. Hello, I am Leovan.
Lady Talana Cecilia, pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Kisses the hand. And Lady Vanessa Cecilia. It's incredible. You're surely not the same Leovan from the Fenestry. Oh, you've heard of my... Oh, fuck me, this is going to be a while. Oh, you've heard of my work. And the two break into conversation about his...
Keep going.
His...
Keep it out. Yes, and keep going, man.
I hate you all. Oh, you've heard of my work? I heard of it. It's fascinating. I've actually been studying a lot of it recently. The stuff you've talked about on the plains, like it's revolutionary. No elf on the island is. Why do you think I'm out here? It's at the time the safest place to work. Keep my distance. Anyway, what brings you here? Turns back to Iggy.
Yeah,
As
hi.
you've come to, I've been doing the research you wanted. I don't know if I've cracked everything, but I'm getting closer.
Talana steps up and says, Vanessa, what do you think?
I don't have a lot of thoughts on a conversation they were having before I was here, but I appreciate you and I love you. I'm actually gonna let them. And she like just starts like perusing titles on the bookshelf.
Hey, it's so nice of you to allow us space for that. I like it. Doc, I'm gonna call you Doc. I'm real sorry, but I'm gonna need a whole refresher on everything that we asked you to do. It has been some days.
Do you want to know how many days?
It's been
Like
5 days. 4 days.
Oh yeah, sorry. Today is day 5.
Yeah. I'm with the time now. It's been a long old 5 days. We've been through an awful lot. All I can remember is that my little bumble dragon is here. Where is he?
So yes, mission report. First of all, and he opens up like a teapot, and the bumble dragon just flies out of it, and comes and like is nestling into your cheek, like a cat or dog would, except about this big. Which is very large for the kind of creature that it is, but it's Okay. Yes. So they're doing absolutely fine. Little D, incredible, been a great help. So what we've been trying to do is figure out how to reactivate these crystals. You remember you left the crystals with me at 1 second, and he reaches behind himself and just lifts them down. And there's this like jar, and in it you can see the cracked sort of pinky purpley gem that you'd left. And then in another jar is the sort of smoking now black one, and it's smoking out and it's like filling the jar, and there are these like sparkles of energy rough like passing through them. And he's like, so just trying to sort of figure out how to kind of harness the energy of these, but I'm getting closer, and they just sort of fade back away and behind him. So that's been really good. And like I say, your little D has been a great help, pointing in the right direction, resonating with the sounds. That's been great.
You heard.
Oh my.
And then you also left me with the kind of parts of that weapon. I'll be totally honest with you, I've not made a lot of headway. The magic there is clearly belongs to the elemental planes. It's a great kind of focus. I think it might serve as some sort of divining rod should you need it to. That's always useful, when you're trying to travel between the planes.
A divining rod.
Yes. So, and Vanessa turned like over her shoulder, just says, "Yes, dear. So, I've been talking to you about the planes. I haven't quite figured out traveling yet, but what I do know is that you need some kind of focus. In fact, I'm reading about it, and she kind of goes red in Lieven's book, actually, about how you need some kind of focus to get you and to direct the match, and she kind of tapers off."
I whispered to Nuada, oh look, she's fangirling right now.
I mean, Nuda's not there, but
oh, who is there? Oh, Iggy.
It may.
To be fair to her, you did say I was there, and I was like, I'm not there.
Did I?
Yeah.
You were like,
doing so
Nuada and Ushuaia walk over, and I was like, I'm not there. And neither is Ushuaia.
Neither of those people. I'm so bad at this.
How did
I'm
we
just
get here?
I've been talking to myself for so long, I've forgotten who I am. Anyway, yes. So she kind of like tapers off, and Lieven like is nodding and goes, "Yes." So again, I think for elemental planar travel, I may be able to kind of turn this into some kind of directional divining rod to help with that. But again, it's a work in progress. Give me another couple of days. I think I can crack it.
Talanis, you asked about flutter and the weapon, and I'll just like put my hand on the remnants of the weapon.
Vanessa, if you want to have a look, but I look at it and may I pick it up?
I take my hand off.
And I just look at it. Well, I suppose that says all we need to know. Well, we got some information ourselves. I don't know if my friends have told you of the encounter that we had with one Cryonex.
Doesn't ring a bell. Actually, we did talk. We talked about the elements. It may have come up. I'll be honest. My head has been in this. What is it you need to know?
I don't know what I need to know, but we
so often the way
we've been looking into potential honey, what did you call them?
Anchor points. It's not, it's just the words I've been using. So anchor, I think I've heard anchor points before.
And I just motioned to Iggy, why don't we just let them get on with it?
They seem to be having a good time on their own, to be fair. I'm like taking a very unseemly position on the sofa, just like arm up, bumble dragon on arm, just like.
Actually, I think I've heard the term anchor points used in academic circles. Really? Oh, how How good. Well, anyway, so this Cryonax, sort of like a ice deity or some kind of powerful creature made with ice. Actually, I do remember talking about him now. I think he's come up in some of my elemental research. It's not a lot of detail, I'm afraid. No, I found the same thing. It's been very tricky, but what has been very very interesting is what I've started finding. I think there's some kind of prison or something holding him in place. Interesting. I've not come across this stuff exactly. Do you have any of your research to hand? I mean, not all of it. I came in such a hurry, but I guess I could bring it back sometime. I mean, that would be fascinating. I'd love to dig into it whenever you have the time. But certainly, sounds interesting. Perhaps I can get through this. No, you're right. This maybe this does take immediate precedence, but certainly important to understand. We think that someone's trying to open the sort of prison, as it were. I mean, not literal prison. You understand? No, of course, not literally.
If I can interrupt the two of you, it seems my friends have lost one of their group, and so there's quite a pressure on getting her back to her people. So perhaps if my beloved can take us there and then go back home to get the notes, pick us back up in Cadmus, and then we can all reconvene here so the two of you can carry on studying.
She pulls out a parchment and like licks the quill, and it starts like writing. It's sort of the quill parchment floating here, quill writing on it. She leaves it to its thing, and Talanis and Iggy, you can see it's like writing like Edalone, Arrow, Cadmus, 1. Cadmus, Arrow, Coochie, like another tally point.
18 gold pieces.
At what point
14 gold pieces.
Say that again.
At what point does Vanessa make that cheesy dad joke about I'm not a taxi?
Yeah, I was literally about to say that.
She's not going to because she likes to be ridden. Continue.
I thought Solana
but yeah.
the bottom.
Yeah.
It's been 11 days.
She likes to
She's
ride.
not going to get it.
Huh?
To
Look,
be
anyway,
ridden is to be
very,
the bottom.
very versatile relationship, okay?
Okay.
Anyway.
So like the math is just sort of happening, and she's going, yeah, I'm sure we could figure something out. You wouldn't mind if I, reach out? We can keep you updated. I think for now, what would be really helpful, if you wouldn't mind, do you have any research on a town called Cadmus? And from here, we can, because of the time, Vanessa is going to spend the rest of that day trying to learn as much as she can about Cadmus, because she's going to need to know that to get there accurately. The better she knows it, the easier it is to arrive. Is there anything the rest of you all will want to do, or we can bring it together the next morning and kind of pick up from there next week?
The only thing I would like to do is retrieve our sending stone from the oven.
Oh yeah. I say oh yeah, I wasn't there for that.
But no, that's it.
Okay, yeah, by all means. So what I'll do is I'll draw us to a close there. Have a think between now and next week if there is anything you'd like to do with essentially 20 hours in Enalone. And then we'll pick up, kind of wrap up any other last bits, and we'll head to Cadmus, hopefully.
Cool.
We'll see.
We will see.
Why'd you laugh
Wow.
at
Because I can't roll a D100.
that?
Absolutely not allowed.
That's okay. We'll get Dia to do it again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
100. I can't believe you rolled 100.
Honestly insane. Anyway, thank you everybody for joining us. Thank you to Sirenscape for the atmosphere and music. You can find Bonus Action Vibe again here on Twitch every Sunday, 7 PM, currently BST, will be GMT once the world figures out what the hell it needs summertime for. But in the meantime, you can follow our socials at Bonus Action Vibe. great social. Well, let's not get into where good socials are. That seems to be a whole mess right now.
Yeah.
But we have socials. We're at Bonus Action Vibe, and we'll see you here next week.
Unhinged socials.
Bye.
Goodbye all.
Bye.
Bye.